And welcome back, everybody. Aesop Grim here. This is the continuation of our EVE Online Chronicle, and it has not been very long since the last episode. What I did is I did 16 missions. Like, it took me a minute because Amarr kept giving me these missions that were asking me to go kill Minmatar or Galente, and that was frustrating me because that will actually hurt your standings with those factions. But then I read that you need to do 16 missions for an Amarr corporation or any faction corporation. And when you do those 16 missions, they will give you a storyline mission, and that's the one that improves your faction standing. Those 16 missions are improving your corporation standing with that corporation, but then you get a storyline mission, and that improves your faction standing. So I noticed that it wasn't really hurting my my Minmatar and Galente rep terribly. They were sort of minuscule drops, but it was hit and miss. The Minmatar, actually, I think it has hurt me kind of a lot. But anyway, what I did is I went ahead and I did 16 missions. I got a storyline mission, and that helped my reputation with Amarr quite a bit. And for this episode, I want to do that process again. I want to run 16 missions and show you guys how all that works out. And while we're doing that, I'll talk to you about what else has gone on. But it's not been very long. Oh, yeah, one more thing. Besides just doing the 16 missions, earlier today, I hopped in and I noticed that just one jump away, there were like 4 Santia burrows and refuges. So I went and knocked those out, did some ratting, in other words. Because another way that you can gain rep is to get the dog tags off these pirates in that faction's space, and then go turn that into a data center. So I thought I'd give that a shot because I was finding a lot more available pirate coves than I was when we were doing Sisters of Eve. So I did that for a little bit. I actually made pretty good money salvaging and stuff like that. But that's going to set up this other story that I want to tell you. But let's go ahead and get started here with we're still on level 2. I don't have access to any level 3 yet. So we're going to do 16 missions with him. And I don't really care how long this takes us. I might need to make the pause button. I better go ahead and get this other story out of the way really quick. So what happened is I went to one of these pirate sites, and when I went to go loot everything after kicking my MTU out and clearing the site, my mobile tractor unit, and then I cleared the site, I went to look at how many wrecks, kind of where they were at. I wanted to see if the MTU was finished so I could pick it up and go to the next site, which I had already killed. I'd gone to a second site and blew everything up there and then came back to this site. Well, whenever I looked at that screen, I noticed there was one yellow wreck, which meant that somebody had jumped in and killed one guy. And I was a little bit nervous that he would either blow up my MTU or he would go to the other site and just start stealing our wrecks. So what happened is my MTU wasn't quite finished at this one site. I'm messing something up in the storyline there. I must not have gone to the other site yet, but I did see the yellow wreck, and my MTU was not finished yet. So using my where is it? Let me undock here. Using my scanner that shows me where the sites are at, there was another site that had existed, a refuge site, and I ran to that real quick before this guy could farm it out from underneath me, right? And I forgot to bookmark my location. So I lost my spot where my MTU was. So this is what I'm talking about. It had one of these up. Well, these go away once you clear the site out. They disappear, right? So that doesn't waste players' times going to empty sites that have already been farmed. So anyway, I left and I forgot to bookmark that site. So effectively, I lost my mobile tractor unit. Well, that thing is 7.5 million ISK, So I tried looking for it. I tried finding it. I sent out scanner probes and stuff. Like I came back with my catalyst and I scanned the area and I couldn't find it. And then I used Google and I found out, oh, you have to have combat probes. So I bought combat probes and that was only 2 jumps away. Right. Then I loaded the combat probes and the combat probes would not go into the normal scanner launcher, the core scanner launcher. I had to get, I think it was called an extended launcher. So I bought an extended launcher. That was another 2 jumps away. Went and got that, tried to equip it. It ends up requiring more power than like the whole catalyst has to offer. So I put it into my storage and I zipped back to home base right here. And got into my Gnosis and I equipped the combat scanner probes that way. Now remember, the Gnosis has like a 50% combat roll, scanner roll. Drone, heavy missile, combat burst. Well, it doesn't say it in here, but I'm pretty sure it has. Oh, here it is. 37.5% bonus to core and combat scanner probe strength. So that's really good. And I jumped into the site. I scanned down the MTU. I could get it to orange. I was getting close. I think it was about to trip yellow, and I needed it to be green in order to warp to it. And it took a long time sitting there scanning. I scanned it down like it was like 6 or 7 times, but I was zeroing in. I was at, I think, almost 40%, and I think you need to get to 50 for it to turn green. And then I got a kill report on the MTU. Some Minmatar person blew it up, right, out of spite or whatever, and so I had to go buy another one. Now, the reason that that's such a, golly gosh darn it sort of scenario is that the reason I couldn't scan this thing down is I don't have any skills in exploration, really. Not many at all. I don't think I have any at all. And the thing is that whenever I first started this series, I really thought hard about doing an exploration character. I really was quite seriously thinking about doing that. And I decided not to, because for my first Chronicle, I just wanted to knock out the thing that I'd never done before. I'd never played this game to a point that I could say I've really accomplished something, and I didn't understand. There was a lot I didn't know about missioning and about ratting, and I'm learning those things as I do this Chronicle. And that's the more old school kind of vanilla, quote unquote, traditional way of doing things in EvE. And I wanted to do that first. And I thought from there I would expand into exploration, or I would start a new alpha and do exploration, another Chronicle on that. But it was really close. I was thinking it was really hard. I was waffling, bouncing back and forth between those two ideas. And so then I get to this point, and there's been a few points now where I've kind of quietly wished to myself, man, I wish I had learned exploration, because I could have accomplished this or accomplished that. For instance, I kind of have a feeling that if I were trained up better in exploration, then when we get 2 jumps away, instead of it saying unknown, I sort of feel like I would have trained something with sensors that we would know what that is. Right. So I could see how it would be more effective. Look at all these that are 2 jumps away. That's a bunch. That's significant. And then, of course, this MTU, I think I could have found it because I was on the cusp of getting it found. And then it got blown up, so I had to go buy a new one. So we are sitting at 11.5 mil, and we were up at 18, almost 19 mil, I think. So the good news is we've been making money pretty quickly. It's been nice. So we're going to do this quick. We're not doing this for money. I'm just going to get in and get out as much as I can. I'm also going to put you guys on pause to try and keep the video short, but that's the idea. We're going to run 16 missions for this guy. We're going to get the storyline mission. We're going to look at how that affects our standing, and I just want to get that on the channel. I want to show you guys how all that's done. Again, take everything with a grain of salt. There could be some things I say that are incorrect or misleading, or I don't have it perfect, but I hope that I can show you where to find stuff and kind of in general how things work. So let's go ahead and pop this open. Let's see who we're going to be fighting. We need to go get militants. We're fighting the blood. All right, so blood takes kinetic, I think. Pirate damage. Blood is EM. Okay, accept and undock. And we'll see if this requires me to travel, then I'll put you guys on pause. X out of here, set destination. Okay, guys, we will put you on pause right now. Okay, we're back. We're going to go ahead and warp in. This Gnosis has been so much better than our destroyer. I mean, I haven't struggled at all. Now, of course, we're just on level 2. Right, no big deal. We should be destroying this content, but it's still fun. It's a nice feeling that I've been able to wreck shop on this thing. Whereas with the destroyer, man, I was on pins and needles every time we went in. Let's get this over to combat. Okay, you can see I've also kind of rearranged things a little bit. So I have my drones control over here, and my targets will line up above this, so everything's kind of in one nice space. I'm also making use of my shortcuts for drones. Again, we are not doing this for money, so I'm not trying to loot or salvage. I'm really just trying to get in and get out. We have quite a few here. Man, this would actually be quite a bit of money. All right, let's get that guy out. For this, I am going to make an exception. I'm going to loot this. We're going to bring our MTU out. Okay, and I need to highlight these guys. And I'm going to start going around this. Maybe I'll go around this, around our MTU. Okay, X out of here. Hit F to send my drones after that target. F1, F2 to put missiles on this guy. Yeah, we're a bit far away. Okay, so I'm going to have to rotate around this. Take the missiles off because they're not reaching them. Need to be watching the health of my warriors. They are wrecking shop right now. That's good. Okay, I do have the EM missiles loaded up, the Mjolnirs. I just redirected my drones to this guy right here. All right, how are my drones doing? Everything's doing fine. Looks like they're going to go attack something. Oh, this guy right here. Okay. This target's at 35 kilometers. That's close enough to send drones. Now with missions, it's different. You get these, they give you the locations that everything's at. As long as you don't turn it in, you're safe. But I think as a good practice, I'm going to add location. And that'll get me in a good habit for if I ever switch to ratting. These guys are at 30. Send the drone after the 33-kilometer guy. The drones can go take care of him. Once this guy gets to 27, I'll start fire. Actually, 28's good enough. I just realized I haven't been moving in because I killed the guy that I was moving towards. So that's why things are still out of range for me. My warriors are doing... Oh, this guy needs to be brought back. Return to drone bay. Once they start getting into armor, they need to come back. All right, he's in now. If I launch, will it launch a healthy guy? Yes. Okay. Go after this one. Go ahead and turn the afterburner on. This is the... I've said it before. This is the one bad thing about the Gnosis. It's awfully slow. Painfully slow. I'm not sure what I should get next. The two things I was thinking of both are also cruisers, but the one that's really on my mind is the Gila. But that's going to be down the road. We can't afford that. We need to be able to get to a point that we can easily afford to replace this before we think about getting a Gila. I need to lock more up. Okay, this one's half shields. Let's go ahead and bring him back before he starts taking structure damage. Let's orbit this, and we can deploy drones again. Oh, he's still building up his shields. Okay. That should be everybody, right? I need 10 militants. Okay, guys. Shift R to have all of my drones return. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on pause. I'm going to go grab the catalyst and come out here to salvage. I do have the spot saved. Okay, I will put you on pause right now. All right, guys, we are back. And we're just going to get the loot and do some salvage. And then I'll put you on pause again. Kick on the afterburn. Well, we're not very far out. Still have some work to do here. So I'm not going to have you guys sit through that. Once I loot all this, you'll kind of get the picture, I think. And let's see, loot all that. Okay, and then stop. Just put 2 salvagers on each one. Okay, we got our militants. Just as one finishes up, I lock another one up. Okay, let's F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, F6 are taken up, so F7, F8. Okay, F5, 6 should be coming available, and they are. F1 and 2 are available. F3 and 4 are available. And you can see we still have a little less than half. We have like a third of our cap left. Okay. The rest of these are going to take a little while, so I will put you guys on pause, and next time you're off pause, I'll be back at the station turning the mission in. All right, welcome back, everybody. We're going to turn this mission in. I want to show you the way that I do things is I make a note, and I have I have combat sites, pirate damage type, and this is my mission count. So it's 16 missions until we get a storyline mission. And I know that I'm about to turn this mission in, so that is 15 missions now. So let me unload. Let's see. Deselect that, deselect that, deselect that, and deselect that. What is this? Cargo scanner. Okay. Deselect the hobgoblin as well. Okay. Item hanger. Yes. Okay. Hobgoblin can go over here into the badger. And we can sell all these items. We got paid a bounty as well for the pirates that we did kill. Okay, there's one, two, maybe just one. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to get $500,000 off this. That's pretty good. Throw this into the badger. And let's go ahead and complete our mission. Good deal. Request mission. Silence the informant. He's going to try and reveal top secret info to DED. I forget what that stands for. Something about enforcement. It's the cops, basically. We'll accept. Come over here to the Gnosis and make active. And undock. And just like before, if there's travel time, I'll put you on pause. Okay, there is. So pause, you go. All right, let's warp to location. I didn't notice who we are fighting, so let's load up something generic. How about Scourge for kinetic? Probably should have gone explosive. Or thermal. Let's make sure we're on the combat tab. There we go. Make the jump. And off we go. All right, we got a handful of guys. Looks like another thing that we need to jump through. Let's get the drones out. Shift F. And lock these suckers up. Let's orbit the accelerator gate. And send the drones after this guy, send the missiles after this guy, and send the group of 2 missile banks after this guy. Kick on afterburner. Try and mess up their tracking as best we can. Okay, one guy down. 2 guys down. That's 3. Oh, I forgot to get that warrior healed up. That's my bad. Okay. These are the last 2. No shield damage at all on the warriors, so they're doing pretty good. There we go. Okay, Shift R to bring the drones back. Okay, and we can jump. Oh, we're 29 kilometers out. Yeah, we got to move towards that. Reload missile banks. You need to activate acceleration gate. What's the overall mission again? Read details. Location. Oh yeah, we got to kill the informant. All right. 17 kilometers out. I completed weapon upgrades 4, I think it was. Yeah. And sadly, I am still short of CPU required to have this Drone Link Augmenter 1 online. And I'm kind of doubting that I'll ever be able to have it online. I think I'm 30 CPU short. That's pretty significant. Right. Deploy drones. Target baddies. Greetings, traveler. Here on top secret bit. Yeah, they don't want us messing around here. They've given us a warning. Deploy drones. There we go. First target is 28 away. Drones are on them already. We're not really suffering any damage. I think we're going to have to head out to these guys. They've got 1 dot. All right, those 2 are down. Everything else is pretty far out. Oh, man. Drones are engaging. put both banks on this this guy that's 24 out. Okay. Where are these guys at? Man, long ways away. I think Shift R. Actually, Shift R is to bring them back and dock them. I wanted them to rotate, which I think might just be R. Okay, we got incoming. Attack. Okay, now we gotta go clear these guys out. This is a pain in the neck. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys. Remember whenever I was looking for Sisters of Eve agents and I found Samela? There was the station or the system Samela out in the Genesis constellation, I think. And that was a terrific place to be at because it had a level 1 Sisters of Eve or Servant Sisters of Eve agent, a level 2 and a level 3 in the same station. But then it came under Triglavian control, and that's where I lost my first hauler with equipment in it and everything. It was like a big loss. I was complaining about that a couple episodes ago. That system is no longer under Triglavian control. So once we've completed these 16 missions and we get standing up with Amarr, I was really thinking of going back out to that area because they give you plus standings with Menmatar and Galente also. It's not super significant pluses, but they're derivative. And so you can get over time, it adds up pretty well. So I figured that would help heal up the rest of our faction standing while helping us to continue to grind on loyalty points for Sisters of Eve. All right. Now we can go back over here to this gate and activate that. Recall our drones. I like drones, man. I like the whole concept of them. You know, the network bandwidth and the fact they're techie. You know, you need to have the right electronics and computer type stuff in your ship. And I'm telling you what, I don't think we're anywhere close to our guy's ceiling. I mean, obviously not. You can go all the way up to capital ships in this game, but I mean, even for the level that we're at, the battle cruiser level, I think we have so much headroom to train just in primary skills, missile skills and drone skills, that we have quite a ways to go yet. These guys have not docked. Maybe it's... Oh, did I hit Control R? Yeah, I did. Okay, Shift R is return to bay. Yeah, even with primary skills, offensive skills like drone control, general drone skills, and missile-based skills. And man, that's just like what's in... No, it's not. I was going to say that's just in what I have injected in our system to where we can learn them. That's not even counting stuff that we need to buy the skill books for yet, but it kind of is. It's some of those skills are listed on the various mastery levels for this ship. But the point being, we have quite a bit of growth that we can make yet. And that's exciting to me. I would say that is an aspect, probably an RPG aspect in this game that might be... I don't know how they would fit it in because it's a different kind of game, but it's... So I'm not going to say sorely lacking, but it's missing in Elite Dangerous. That's one of the things that EVE Online has, the ability to skill up in these different categories that significantly affect what your guy can do in what ship. That really just is not in a game like Elite Dangerous. All right, we should be zipping forward here pretty soon. I did not mean to disable my afterburner there. I need all the speed I can get. There we go. Activate. As you enter the final area, Gnosis informant, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I know what this is. This is going to be easy. Well, it should be. Yeah. Let me aim at this instead. Okay, I've got my drones on this guy. And now we can fire. 27 kilometers out. Alrighty then. Shift R. I'm going to go ahead and put you guys on pause. We're at 40 minutes. And I'll get us back to home station, and then I'll close this episode down. We'll pick it up again in the next episode. Okay, guys, we're back in station. We'll start conversation, complete that mission. We'll go ahead and request the next one, but put it on standby. Illegal activity 1 of 3. Who are we fighting? Galente. That stinks. All right. Delay. We'll open up the note here, and we need to change this to 14 missions left to do. Okay, we're getting paid. Up here, we need to look in the catalyst and move that MTU over to the Gnosis. And that should be everything right there, guys. I am Aesop Grimm. Thanks for coming by the channel. I hope you like what you saw. And I'll see you in the next episode where this story continues. Thanks for visiting Aesop Grimm's Chronicles. If you've made it this far in the video, please consider rating, commenting, subscribing, and sharing. I hope to see you in the next episode, and until then, stay shiny.